Hey guys, how you going? It's Damo, and I'm going to be talking about this game that I played against Draven, against my play partner. We are testing, obviously, each other's deck, and the Ornn Draven post-ban is a really interesting matchup because you have the potential to win early game into Draven with this version of the deck. That's important because you obviously scale better than Draven. And being able to win early game gives you a lot of obviously advantages. They have less time to get rebukes. They have less cards to look through for their thermo beams that they sideboard. Winning early game is really good. So I'm going to show you guys a few of the specific matchup knowledge tips that I think are correct. So let's get into it, and I'll talk my way through everything. Yeah, really quickly, our mulligan. We're going second, so we're keeping pit crew. Even if we go first, we're keeping pit crew, and we're just a turn slower. It's fine. World Atlas is really strong early game. This entire game basically shows why I think World Atlas is a really good card. Azir. We're keeping Azir every time. We only run 2 Azirs and 1 Shurelias, so if we're finding one of these in opening hand, we're keeping it. There's only a 75% chance that we get one of them if we dig through half our deck, so we're always keeping them. And then Defiers, I'm keeping Defiers every time, and I'm keeping Not So Fast every time. I'll probably throw away a Wind Wall, depending on if it's game 1, I definitely will, and then depending game 2 or 3, how, I haven't tested it. It's probably right to keep, but I need to test. Defier's really good because they'll have a certain, if they really need this Blood Rush to kill or whatever, defying that just completely wins the turn and makes them struggle. So they're playing a Treasure Hoarder, we're playing a Pit Crew, basic start early game. They get their gold from the Treasure Hoarder, play a Kai'Sa in base, simple, they readied their 2 runes. So here, importantly, they just top decked, I just top decked a GA. So originally my plan was, can I kill this, hold this with my World Atlas, and kind of threaten having 2 gold next turn. Now it's way better. Push here and play GA, and then I can move back and do the original plan. So here we see, I'm looking at how much money they have, how many cards in hand, what they can do back. Here I think this is safe. Tap 3, and then tap 2, I have a readied Pit Crew in base with a World Atlas that I can attach. Now I'm looking, what can they do? I'm really looking at Ride the Wind Kai'Sa into there, but here I'm 5 strength, I'm 5 might. They would be 5 might. I will take that trade every time. Then if they're Spinning Axe, I'm winning again. Basically, no matter what they have, it's safe at least this turn. So I decide I'm going to go in, and I win the combat. This lets me ready 2 runes as well. So I get to hold my Defy up to, threaten whatever. It's always good to have mana up at the end of the turn. Kai'Sa conquers other battlefield, draws 1. Then he plays a Darius. And then he plays a Blood Rush to go in. So this is a good example of why I'm holding a Defy. This turn, this game is really hard if he double conquers here. It's really hard. But now I get to hold. I get to get 2 gold. And I get to get my Ornn out early game. Really strong. So this is another example of a misplay. So with him being tapped out, he has no hidden cards. And I have a 5 might Pit Crew on one side. Instead of playing Ornn, I should just be moving back, playing a GA, moving him in, and killing Kai'Sa. Having Pit Crew early game with strength is super important. So I'm not even looking at this. I'm just looking at normal Ornn development, because you're not really expecting to have this much might and this much power and winning early game. So here I'd be at 4 points. I'd be in base safe, and I'd have all my gears in base with, and all they have is a Darius to get, their 3rd point. I'm completely fine with that. But I know, developing Ornn isn't the worst, obviously. So my Ornn is in base strong with the 2 gold I made last turn. So he does keep his Kaiser alive, which is obviously a slight misplay, but I don't mind it. It's not the worst. And we have a lot next turn in hand to make our Ornn really unkillable. So my Ornn this turn is 11. Next turn, I'll have a spell song out, and it'll be, what, 15? I also took this World Atlas from Pit Crew with my Weapon Master, which I think is another misplay. I don't think a bigger Ornn matters. I think a bigger Pit Crew matters, you know, being able to kill Kaiser, being able to do this stuff on the other sides of the maps. Move Pit Crew in, take the 3 point, put a spell song out and attach it. He is 17. Then I'm moving in. I'm thinking, what is a card that can be hidden here? So I just have the New Zealand Regionals Draven winner, sorry. Here he can have a switcheroo, which is something that I'm not really thinking about. But if he does switcheroo here, he goes -4 because of my deflect. He'll be at 3 mana. And all he does is pop a GA and I'm a turn slower. I'm 4-4. It goes to, you know, he goes to 6, which is obviously not ideal. But next turn, I can double conquer and I can have my Azirs and I'm kind of completely fine, even if it is a switcheroo, because he only has 3 mana. So that is a thing that can be hidden. Another thing is Edge of Night. He has 4 mana up, so he can Spinning Axe. He has a few things, Falling Star and Rebuke. Rebuke obviously can't be hidden, but he can use it. But then he's down to 1 mana. I'm completely fine. He can Ride the Wind another unit in with his mana. Hidden, he can have Tide Turner. But all these things don't affect me. So I really don't mind. I'm thinking about what can he have. Honestly, nothing that matters. Edge of Night attach. And then he ends up Ride the Winning to the other battlefield, which I'm fine with. I get my point and he gets his point. That's fine. Now, what am I scared of next turn? I'm scared of a Rebuke, realistically. So I'm not going to attach anything more to my Ornn. I think it's just, if it gets rebuked, it's fine. It'll be down to 2 mana and we'll rebuild from there. Aspirant's Climb gives me a lot of wiggle room to play for later game. Here, he does the Rebuke. I don't have a Not So Fast in hand. Obviously, a Not So Fast would be better. You know, we're looking for it, but we don't have it. Then he's going to move his Kaisers up. He's going to move his Noxus Hopefuls up and just try to hold. And his Darius will go back to base. Here, I think maybe having Darius actually holding is better in this situation, but he takes it back. I'm fine with that. Then I'm just going to move my Pit Crew up. Here, I'm talking to him just to see what he thinks is better. If I don't have an Aspirant's Climb, I'm forced to to play Azir, move Pit Crew, and push it in. But I have room because of Aspirant's Climb. So he only has 2 mana up. I'm not forced to play this Azir and move it in. So I'm not going to. All I do is move Pit Crew in, play Ornn in there, kind of develop my my Ornn, and I have Azir in hand for next turn for the attack. I'm completely fine with this. I'm going to attach more to my Ornn. I don't think he has a Rebuke. And even if he does, he doesn't have the mana to pay for it. He doesn't have the deflect. The mana to pay for the deflect next turn. Or even the turn after, he can't. So I'm here. I'm fully set up and I'm ready for Azir to move in next turn. I'm scared, realistically, of Darius Ride the Wind in when Azir is at this battlefield. When Ornn is at this battlefield, I'm trying to make sure that this is going to be big enough to tank a big unit coming in, Ride the Wind. So here, I'm pretty sure he just hits a pass. Thinks about it because it's kind of a rough situation for him to be in. He stacked decks. He's looking for anything. He's looking for an out. Here, imagine how bad the game is if I'm at 4 or if I'm at 3. Instead of just being 2 behind. Like, I think these early game units are really strong in these specific situations. So here, you stack decks, and he's going to move his Kaiser back and pass. Here, I'm going to 7. I can't double conquer this turn, so you know he's sitting in base safe to try to hit this, which is what I'm seeing. I'm making my gold. Ornn is even bigger. Here, I'm always going to play Azir, and I'm going to take the World Atlas. You know, if I have another gear that's bigger, I'll take whatever to make this battlefield big. Here I click and I see that he has used 2 World Atlas. He has used to ride the winds. If I can pause on it. Okay. Oh no, he used 2 rebukes. Is it true? No, 2 ride the winds. So I'm looking, okay, I don't think he has ride the wind, but I still have to play around it. Play Azir. And I'm going to sack a gold because my Ornn's already big enough. And I'm going to take the World Atlas for Azir, make him a bit bigger. I'm playing around this cloth armor in hand as well. And I'm going to move on in. Obviously, this battlefield is free. He can't do enough to win it with 3 mana, but he's going to ride the wind in. So first, we're going to do the first combat on the left, and I'm going to end up winning it. But his Darius is just 7 right now. Here, I can't Azir because it's once per turn. That's another thing to think of. Yeah, it's 11. I'm tapping, playing cloth armor, and that's game. Here, I make a small mistake, and I move my pit crew back for some reason. Just for safety, realistically. But I don't want to give Kai'Sa the draw. But realistically, what can Kai'Sa do with 5 mana into my 8? Like, he would have to repeat Blood Rush and attach Edge of Night. He'd have to have a 3rd Blood Rush and Edge of Night to even win that one. And then I still win the game. I'm still ahead. He has to get me off this as well. But we can skip ahead a bit. I'm thinking about it a lot, and I end up making the wrong play. But he ends up taking this, and he shows he drew a Thermo Beam and a Rebuke. So if he, in a world where he has more mana, I'm always supposed to not move off of this because this is the rest of his hand. It's useless before. So we'll go to next game. This is the game before. Oh. I go first, and I just start Apprentice Smith. Here, I think, yeah, he starts with nothing. Not a good start. Play Pit Crew. I'm going to take advantage of this bad start. I'm thinking of where to move my Apprentice Smith. It doesn't actually matter, I think. I end up moving it here. Look at the top. GA, we take those. Then I'm playing my Pro Snack to get my Pit Crew in and take advantage of his slow start. Yeah, we're 2 points, turn 2, into his 0 with nothing up. I think he's talking about my recycle, but I already did it. Here he stacked decks. He's looking for some early game units to develop. Noxus Hopeful. Easy. Nice. So here we're at 4 points to 0, and all he has is a Noxus Hopeful. This is a point we're completely fine with. We're moving back, getting Spellsonger, and we're moving Pit Crew back. I think this is another mistake. I think here, we're supposed to move Apprentice Smith back for sure. But do I really... I can play World Atlas and tap Ornn for a GA and kind of just make this Pit Crew, what, 7? He has to have a lot to beat my Pit Crew. So maybe it's not correct because, he can Spinning Axe, and, whatever. Blood Rush. There's a bunch of stuff he can do. But this early game, I think it's probably correct just to keep Pit Crew here, make him big, and kind of force cards from his hand. Make his hand small so he's more predictable, and then I can just move Apprentice Smith here later. Here, he ends up having Thermo Beam, which is rough. Obviously, this play would have been punished more than moving back, so this was a bit safer. But I can't really expect a Thermo Beam on turn, 2 or 3. So there, this battlefield is really big. I'm kind of scared of it. I'm thinking, do I keep Ornn out? I think correctly, I decided not to put Ornn out, and I'm just going to make this battlefield kind of hard to kill. So here, move Apprentice Smith up, do the move trigger, and insult the pass to bottom, recycle for Conquer, and then I'm going to attach the World Atlas to this Apprentice Smith. So I'm trying to force things from his hand because he really doesn't want to give me this gold. So here, Piercing Lights it. You always defy that. There you go. Then he is forced to do some stuff he doesn't want to get me off of this battlefield. Obviously, he doesn't have enough time to let me get these gold and get these points and get my Ornn big. He ends up rebuking it, which I'll take every time, obviously. I want to get as many rebukes out of his hand as possible. Yeah, what do I want to do? I think I want to tap, make Ornn base, and then do the same thing. Pit Crew into Sigil. Obviously, it's a bit counterintuitive, this game, Sigil. It's de-ramping me a lot. But look, he has 5 mana in hand, 5 mana, and he has to use everything to kind of get me off of this, so my Ornn doesn't get big. He uses everything. He's de-ramped to 3, and he ends up killing my Pit Crew. But that's fine. He's only up to 3. And next turn, if his Overzealous Fan stays there, for example, he can't even Overzealous Fan me if I attach my Spellslinger. He doesn't have enough runes to pay for the deflect. So he's deramped so much. Oh, he's at 4. He's deramped so much that my Ornn is super safe. He can't rebuke me for another 2 turns because of the deflect. Here, I'm attaching even more, going up to 10. I'm scared. Obviously, he has a lot of might. He can, he can do a lot to make it bigger. So I attach my second GA. I should have done it before, just in case. Actually, it doesn't matter. He only has 1 mana. And then make this big. I didn't get my point. I'm just planning to hold for 1 turn. And this is where he calls game. This is really hard. You see how, having a lot of big units, a lot of small units, pressuring for this World Atlas can be really strong. 5 might, 6 might units, just sitting at a base, sitting at a battlefield, saying, hey, if you don't use everything, if you don't use all your mana, if you don't recycle everything to come over here and kind of beat on my little guy that I don't really even care about, I'm just waiting for mana to get my Ornn bigger. I'm waiting for mana. I'm waiting for late game. If you want to recycle all of your runes to stop me from getting this gold and this point, I'm fine with that. I take that every time. So this is how I'm currently playing into it. Just let them deramp themselves and hold really strong. And then once it's end game, the game's completely unplayable. He's just playing for a rebuke on my Ornn, and then he'll deramp himself even more. So if I'm deramping him early game, he's not going to have his 6 mana, his 8 mana to do the rebuke, depending on how many spell songs I have. So yeah, these are just 2 of the games I played against Draven. I'm going to release some more gameplay content. See how this Ornn deck is, in my opinion, better than other Ornn decks into these matchups. But yeah, I will see you guys next time I upload. Bye-bye.